Picture this. You wake up in the morning, grab your phone, and immediately get hit with a flood of notifications. Snapchat, Instagram, messages from people you care about, or maybe not so much, and a bunch of other things. What could have been an energizing start to your day quickly turns into an anxious one. A study from the University of Pennsylvania in 2022 found a clear link between social media use and increased feelings of anxiety and depression in adults. Hi, I'm Elias Broadway, and today I want to talk about the negative impact social media is having on our lives. Sure, it's changed how we connect with each other, but it's also creating serious psychological problems. Things like declining mental health, issues with our personal relationships, and even addiction to our devices. I'm going to dive into each of those issues and explain why it might be time for us to rethink how we engage with social media. Let's start with addiction. Social media addiction isn't just a bad habit anymore. It's becoming a real mental dependency that affects our overall well-being. It messes with our brain chemistry, it keeps us glued to our screens, and it spikes our stress levels. Studies have shown that social media apps are designed to get us hooked. They use instant notifications and rewards to keep us coming back for more. In a study with Brown and Peterson in 2021, they found that the dopamine rush we get from likes and comments is similar to what we experience with substance addiction. In simpler terms, every time we check our social media, that little hit of satisfaction reinforces the need to scroll more. Over time, this can create an urge to build a perfect online image, which just leads to stress and dissatisfaction. But it doesn't stop there. The addiction starts to affect our relationships in the real world as well. As we spend more time online, we can start feeling disconnected from the real world. This creates space for jealousy, misunderstandings, and even breakdowns in our relationships. As Elliot and Hayes pointed out, social media has introduced problems like digital jealousy and privacy breaches, making relationships even more complicated. When partners spend time online, it can lead to confusion and tension. Research shows that without enough physical presence or emotional connection, resolving arguments or maintaining intimacy becomes harder. Social media adds a layer of comparison and competition that complicates things further. But the impact doesn't stop with relationships, it also affects our mental health. The biggest issue social media is causing is the decline in mental health. It's linked to anxiety, depression, and an overall decrease in well-being. While we may feel more connected online, studies show that overusing social media can have the opposite effect. Twenge in 2022 points out that the social media use is connected to feelings of isolation and anxiety, especially among younger people. It's clear that social media fosters a culture of comparison where users constantly measure themselves against curated, idolized posts. This leads to insecurity and depression. We've already seen how addiction to social media can harm mental health and relationships, so how do we move forward? While social media definitely has its positive sides, it's hard to ignore the negative impact it's having on our mental health, our relationships, and our ability to unplug. My challenge to you is to think about how you use social media, set boundaries for yourself, spend more time engaging with people face to face, and take regular breaks to protect your mental health and your relationships. Social media was created to connect us, but it's actually pulling us apart. It's time for us to take control and decide when and how we use it in a way that serves us, not the other way around. Thank you.